today we are going to perform the experiment sonometer. Let us first understand the apparatus. You can observe that this is known as sonometer. You can observe there is a wooden box and a hollow wooden box, and the wire is mounted on this hollow wooden box. It is fixed at one end, and on the other end of the wire is running over the pulley, and we have attached the hanger. We can add the weights to the hanger, and in this way we can apply the tension to the wire, because we know that the wire under tension is only able to vibrate. If there is no tension applied to the wire will not able to vibrate. Now we can make the wire to vibrate in two ways. We can plug the wire like in musical instruments, sitar, guitar, or we can make the wire to vibrate if you keep the vibrating tuning fork near it like this. Okay. Now I will make this tuning fork to vibrate with the help of this rubber pad. I will strike the tuning fork on the rubber pad so that it vibrates, and such vibrating tuning fork is kept near the wire. When it is kept near the wire will able to vibrate. Now what is purpose of this hollow wooden box? There is air inside this hollow wooden box. The air, when the wire vibrates, the air inside the box also vibrates, amplifying the vibrations of the wire. It helps us to complete our experiment. If there is no enhancement of the vibrations, the waves which are set up on the wire may get damped before we finish our experiment. These are known as wooden bridges. These are known as wooden bridges. You should take precaution that these wooden bridges should have same height. Okay. Now let us understand the physics behind this experiment very quickly. Okay. When you are keeping the vibrating tuning fork near the wire, we have seen that the wave is set up on the wire, but the wave will not propagate further at this end because there is a pulley. The wave gets reflected by the and when it is getting reflected, there is a phase difference of pi radian, because this wave is transverse wave. The incident wave and the reflected wave, they are superimposing on each other, and by the principle of superposition, when such waves superimpose, we get the standing or stationary wave pattern, which is consisting of alternate nodes and antinodes. Now you can observe that you get loops like this. You get loops like this when we are considering stationary wave pattern. Now here at these points you can observe that there is zero displacement. Such points where there is a zero displacement are known as nodes, and you can observe the point at the center. At this point there is maximum displacement. Such point is known as antinode, and therefore we get the stationary wave pattern, which is consisting of loops, and in each loop we are having two nodes and one antinode. Now we will make the wire to vibrate in fundamental mode of vibration. In fundamental mode of vibration, we are going to get only one loop. Now and when we are going to get one loop, we can apply this formula. Okay. The formula is n is equal to 1 upon 2L under root T by N, where N is the frequency of the tuning fork, L is the resonating length, T is the tension applied to the wire, M is the mass per unit length of the wire. Now in the first law of vibrating string, what we are going to do is that we will keep tension applied to the wire constant. That is, throughout the experiment, the tension will remain constant. Now the wire used is same. Therefore, mass per unit length m will also remain constant. Therefore, this term under root T by m is constant. 2 is number, therefore it is constant, and therefore we can observe that n is inversely proportional to the resonating length. Or in another way we can say that NL, the product of the frequency and the resonating length, will remain constant. This is nothing but the first law of vibrating string. What it states? It states that when the tension applied to the vibrating string is constant, the frequency is inversely proportional to the resonating length, or in other way we can say that NL is constant. This is nothing but the aim of today's experiment. What we are going to do in today's experiment, we will keep tension constant. M anyways will remain constant because we are going to use the same wire throughout the experiment. We are going to change the frequencies. Now if you go on changing the frequencies, the resonating length will go on changing accordingly, but the product NL will remain constant. Right. Now we will see the actual procedure of the experiment. We are going to verify the first law of vibrating string. So we will keep the tension applied to the string constant. The tension applied to the string should not be less than 2 kg weight. Okay. Now here you can observe that I have added 2 kilogram on the hanger. The mass of the hanger is 500 gram, and therefore the total tension applied to the string or the wire is 2.5 kg weight. Now we are not going to change it. It will remain constant throughout the experiment. Now you will be given the set of tuning forks, right? You will be given 5-6 tuning forks. You are going to arrange it in descending order of their frequencies as I have done. This tuning fork is having frequency 512 Hz and this tuning fork is having frequency 288 Hz. Okay. Always start with the highest frequency. Now keep these wooden bridges at the center of the wire, at the central portion. Do not keep these bridges near the extreme ends. Okay. We know what is resonating length. The resonating length is the length measured between these two wooden bridges with the help of the scale. Okay. Now, whenever we are keeping this, when we are striking this tuning fork, the tuning fork is set into vibration. Such vibrating tuning fork, when placed on the sonometer box, the wire will start vibrating. Now, but it is vibrating with its natural frequency of vibration. Now, when I will adjust the length between these two bridges, and at some point what will happen? The natural frequency of the vibration will be equal to the frequency of this tuning fork. Now when this will take place, the resonance takes place. You have already learned the phenomenon of resonance. What is that? When the natural frequency of vibration is equal to the forced frequency of vibration, the phenomenon of resonance takes place, in which when the resonance takes place, the amplitude is maximum. Here, what is forced frequency? Forced frequency is nothing but the frequency of the tuning fork, which we are using to vibrate the wire. When the natural frequency of this wire matches with this forced frequency of the vibration, that is the frequency of the tuning fork, resonance takes place. And when the resonance takes place, the amplitude is maximum. Now in this case, when the resonance will take place, the displacement of antinode will be maximum, and when the displacement of the antinode will be maximum, the paper rider will fall down due to that maximum displacement. Let us observe it. Now here initially the distance between the two wooden bridges should be kept of the order of 10 centimeter. Okay. Now strike the tuning fork on the rubber pad like this and keep the tuning fork gently on the wooden box. Do not keep it forcefully, otherwise the paper rider will fall down due to that force instead of the resonance. We are going to make the paper rider to fall down because of resonance and not because the reason that we are keeping it forcefully like this. Okay. Have you understood? You have to keep the tuning fork gently. You have to place the tuning fork gently on the sonometer box. Okay. Like this. You can observe the motion of this tuning fork, but it's not falling down. Now what we have to do? We have to adjust the length. You can adjust the length by displacing any of the wooden bridge. Okay, I will displace it to increase the length. Increase the length slowly in small steps, and every time make sure that the paper rider is at the center of the wire, because you know that antinode is forming at the center. The paper rider falls down. It means that there is resonance. To ensure that, let us repeat the procedure. Place it gently. The paper rider falls down. Okay. The length between these two wooden bridges, call it as L1. Now I am measuring the length and I can observe that the length is 17.8 centimeter. You can observe that the length is 17.8 centimeter. Now call it as L1. Vibrating length of the wire. Call it as L1. For the same frequency, you have to take two readings. Okay. Now I have taken the reading as L1. I will repeat the procedure to get the second reading for the same frequency. Okay. So this is L2. In this case, L2 is same as L1. It may change or may not change. Okay, in this case it's remaining constant. One more precaution should be taken while performing this experiment. You do not switch on the fan. If you switch on the fan, the paper rider will fall down, not because of resonance, it will fall down because of the fan. Also make sure that all the windows are closed. If there is a wind, then the paper rider will fall down due to the force of the wind and not because of the resonance. These two precautions are must when you are performing this experiment. Let us write down the readings in the observation table. Observation number 1, we have used the frequency 512 Hz. Resonating length is being measured. It is 7.9 centimeter. Also, I have repeated the procedure for the same frequency. I am getting the same length. Okay. You may get different one. It's not necessary that you will get the same length. You may get 7.8, you may get 7.7. Whatever you will get, you have to write it down. Okay. Now mean of this you have to write over here. Okay. So this is frequency and this is corresponding vibrating length. Now you have to find out the reciprocal of this and you have to find out the product of the frequency and the resonating length in the last column of the observation table. Now in this way you will go on taking the readings further. You have to take 5 readings for the known frequencies, okay, and the last reading for unknown frequency. Let us call it as N dash, because we don't know the value of the frequency of that tuning fork, okay. We will call the corresponding reading as L dash. In this way, you have to complete the observation table. Now here you will observe that as the frequency goes on decreasing, the resonating length will go on increasing. For example, here the frequency is decreasing from 512 Hz to 480 Hz. Therefore, the corresponding resonating length will increase. For 512 it is 17.9. For 480 it is greater than this. Okay. For 480 it is greater. It must be greater than 17.9. In this way, as you go on decreasing the frequency, the resonating length will go on increasing, so that the product NL will remain constant.